Hey guys, Sleepy here, and welcome to a new episode in my weekly playlist series. It's Friday, so that means it's time for me to share with you guys the games I've been playing during the week. I'll let you guys know my thoughts, my opinions on them, whether I think you guys should check them out or not. You guys know I would love to hear your thoughts, though, on the games I share with you today. Let me know if you've played it before, what your thoughts are. Maybe there's something you didn't like about it, something you do like about it. I would love to hear about games you guys are playing, as that does get me interested in new games to play that I might not have checked out before. So I love hearing about the games you guys play as well. And if you have a recommendation of games you think I should check out, let me know. I appreciate the recommendations you guys have been giving me since I started this series a couple years ago. I have quite a list of games to check out from your guys' recommendations and from hearing about the games you guys play. Keep that up, guys, because I really appreciate it. So I've got one game to share with you guys, and this is the one I'm continuing from last week. It's for the Xbox One. It's an amazing game. Absolutely love it. And it is called Evil West. It's for the Xbox Series X, Xbox One, also PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC. Of course, if you play it on 9th Gen or the PC, you will get the best graphics and best gameplay and everything, but it still plays wonderful on the Xbox One. I've been playing it on my Xbox One X, on my 4K TV, and it's an amazing game. Definitely think you guys should check out Evil West, so let's look at it right now. Hey guys, we're taking a look at Evil West. I have been having a blast playing this game for the past 2 weeks. It's been a great experience, and it's a title I highly recommend for you guys to check out. It came out the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and I've been having a blast since I picked it up the Friday after Thanksgiving, as my copy got delayed. But it's a really fun game that I've been having a blast with. Let's get started here. Now, what I really like about this game is its setting, as this is set in the Old West in the late 1800s, and it is a vampire monster story. You play as Jesse Rentier, who is a vampire hunter, also fights monsters and stuff. Well, his father created this Rentier Institute, who fights all the evil scourges, vampires, and creatures and stuff that threaten the American way of life. And they do this in secret, as they don't want the general public to know about the evil creatures that actually exist in the world. So they hide this stuff from public knowledge, and they do stuff in the shadows. So this has a really great story to play through. So you guys know I'm not one to ruin story, because I want you guys to be able to play through it and experience it yourself. But I do enjoy sharing the gameplay with you guys and give you guys a little bit info about the game, but nothing to spoil the story or anything. Now, I'm playing this on my Xbox One X, but this game is also released for Xbox Series consoles, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and the PC. Of course, it does perform a lot better on the new 9th Gen consoles, where on the 8th Gen that I'm playing on, you only get like 30 frames a second. But the new consoles, you can get to 60 frames a second. Of course, on the PC, you're going to have the best ultra graphic settings. But on my 4K TV here, on my Xbox One X, this game does look beautiful. I absolutely love how vibrant the colors are. Look at the blue lightning effect on Jesse's gauntlet and his back. Just looks really awesome. I love the way that the fire looks. I just overall love the graphics of this game. The music is also phenomenal. They did an amazing job with it, and so is the voice acting. The people they picked to voice act the characters fit the characters very well, and I just love the voice actors they chose for the game. Definitely they did a good job there. What I really like is that this game reminds me a lot of Gears of War as far as the visual style of the way the game looks and the way that the game is laid out, because this is a linear game. You go from point A to point B fighting monsters and solving slight puzzles and stuff. There are some slight RPG elements where you can upgrade Jesse and his weapons and stuff, but overall, you go through the game and you're doing it to play through the story. You have different difficulty settings. You have a story. This is the lowest difficulty, normal, which I'm playing on, hard, and evil. And even by playing on hard or normal that I'm playing on, the game can be difficult at spots, especially some of the bosses, because this game does have boss fights, and there's one towards the middle of the game that was really difficult, and there were some pretty difficult spots where I have died a few times. You get several different options. You can adjust the game for yourself. You have your character here, Jesse. Now, I pre-ordered my copy, and because of that, I got a DLC pack that unlocked these gold weapon skins and for him to wear. It's nothing more than just cosmetics, but it was kind of neat. There is one other one you can actually unlock in the game as you play through, because this game does have collectibles as well. You have several different weapons that Jesse can unlock. He's got a pistol, he's got a rifle, he's got a shotgun, and he also gets a crossbow, which is really awesome. And then you can upgrade those various weapons. And then he also has his gauntlet, which is a melee weapon, because this game is a combination of melee and gun combat. And there's also different moves and combos you can unlock. And as you play through the story, you unlock more stuff for Jesse, and you unlock new moves and stuff. And it's very like an organic way of unlocking stuff. As you get better, your character learns new stuff. I really like the way they incorporate it in the story of how you're leveling up in the game as you're actually learning new tech and stuff. You're finding blueprints and stuff and ways to upgrade yourself to fight the threat of these vampire creatures. And then there's all the different upgrades you can get for various stuff for Jesse, which you unlock with in-game money, which they call bucks, so dollar bills. As you fight enemies and go through the story, you will unlock money, and you use that money to upgrade the character, so it's really cool. You also have a perk system, so as you level up, which I'm currently level 9, as you kill enemies, you earn XP, and as you earn XP, you can unlock various abilities for Jesse, and you can see all the different ones here. So this is where you have your RPG elements in it, which is cool. And you have the gauntlet and stuff you can upgrade. So really awesome, and there are some secret bonus stuff to find as well. You also have the lore, and you can go through with all the different missions and tells you the stuff. So I'm currently on Chapter 10 of 16, and it's a pretty decent length game, as I've been playing it for a while, and it can take you between like 12 to 15 hours depending on your skill and the difficulty you're playing, because the harder difficulties, you are going to die a lot, as the difficulty definitely spikes as you get further along in the game. You also have a little thing that tells you about the various characters and gives you some backgrounds on them and people you run into. You also have the different enemies you fight, and there's a huge variety of them too, which is what I really like. It's really awesome seeing different kind of vampire creatures, different monsters. There's even werewolves in the game, which is really cool. Even the vampires even have human servants that work for them. They're people that they feed on. They have masters that are vampires, and they're hoping that one day they will become a vampire. So you do get to fight humans in the game as well, which is cool. And then it goes down there into bosses, which I don't want to ruin that. But there's also collectibles to find, just like in Gears of War, where you're going around trying to find the cog tags and stuff and other collectibles. This game has all kinds of different collectibles. There are tons of them to find, and I have missed a few of them, so I have to go back and replay the game. This is definitely one of those games, like a Gears of War, where I like to go through the story multiple times. I like to first just play the story so I can enjoy it and see what the game is like, and then I will replay the game and go through with a guide and get the collectibles and stuff that I had missed, because there are some spots where you'll go off the beaten path to find things, and then this is just all your tutorial stuff that teaches you how to do different moves. So I'll show you guys some of the gameplay here.
Jesus Christ, what happened here?
And what I also like too, if you can see that glowing thing, that lets you know what objects in the world that Jesse can interact with, whether he destroys them, shoots them, or is an area where he can jump and do different action stuff. And then around the world is where you can find hidden stuff, like so I found those hidden bucks. And if you go to the lore and go to this overall, pick your chapter you're currently on, and you can see all the collectibles in the world. There's a chest, there's 30 different things of money, and there's 6 things of lore content to find. So that way you know how many things to find. It also gives you a little description of what's going on in the story and the name of the chapter. So it's just like Gears of War, you know, as you play through the story, you know, it's going to give you more info on that, and then that's where you can read a little description of what this level is about. But very cool. I also love that there's a variety of locales too. It's not just out like in the desert. I've been in like a snowy area, a swamp area. There's also different times of the day. You're at daytime, you're kind of in the morning, sometimes you're at night like this. So I really love the nighttime setting in this game. It's the graphics just look so beautiful, and the colors are just so vibrant. You get that big moon back there. Just really awesome. So let's see if we can get into some combat and show you guys how the game really shines. But they definitely did a really good job with this game. And of course there is a lot of combat and battles in this game, as that is obviously a main part of this game is the fighting. But they did a really good job with the combat. Very good game. Now there's one thing I noticed, and you probably noticed if you play through though, is that when the characters talk, their mouths really don't move a whole lot. So they could have done a little bit better job with the animation of characters talking, as it kind of reminds you of old video games when the characters' mouths didn't move at all. I mean, they could have done a little bit better job on that, but it's a very, very minor thing that doesn't really impact gameplay or the story at all. Alright, we're about to get into a battle here. So you can see the enemy's health bar over of their head. Now when you guys see that little visual cue, that is a little weak point for the enemies that pops up, and if you do hit that weak point when they pop up, it'll actually do extra damage to the enemies. And you can also interrupt them from doing a special move. So sometimes they'll spawn or teleport or something. So like that guy, you can actually stop him from dropping his grenade. So combat can definitely get crazy intense here as you're fighting multiple enemies that have varying abilities. So I just activated one of my lightning superpowers. So this looks like one of the little mini bosses in the game. So as you see, I'm trying to mainly focus on him, but at the same time, I have got to be extremely careful with these other enemies that he has protecting him. So it can get challenging as they'll send such a variety of enemies to you, and you got to be careful who you're targeting at times. So the game does not have health defined. You actually can get health by killing enemies. As you can see, he just dropped a health orb there. So by doing certain moves on enemies, you can actually unlock health. But you also have a healing flask that will refill itself over time that you can use. But once it's used, you will have to wait for it to recharge. But you can then unlock upgrades for it, of course. And if you ever see an enemy glowing like that, that means you can do a finishing move on them, and then that'll unlock health and stuff for you. So some of these mini bosses can just keep spawning enemies over and over, so you really want to make sure you're trying to focus mostly your attention on him, because it'll just endlessly spawn waves of enemies. So that's what I'm trying to do, is get rid of him, because once he's dead, they'll stop spawning all these extra guys. Now we're gonna do a finisher to him. So now I've switched over to my rifle from my crossbow. Back to that. So I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what some of the combat situations can be like. And like I said, as I'm getting further in the story, it's getting much more difficult. And you can see how I had to manage fighting the mini-boss and then trying to deal with his minions that he was summoning. And, you know, I had to try to stop them at the same time, but I had to keep my main focus on him. So the game does keep you on your toes, and you got to keep moving and ducking and dodging and changing different moves. Jesse can block, and he can unlock different moves and abilities that you can actually use on the enemies, which I was not using all those. I was mainly sticking to my guns. But there is a wide variety of tactics you can use in the game, and you will learn that through the very beginning of the story as Jesse unlocks new moves and stuff. But definitely a game I think you guys should check out. If you love vampires, you love the Old West setting, and you love a combination of like guns and melee combat, you got story, you've got some RPG elements and stuff, this is definitely going to be the game for you to play. Highly recommend you guys check out Evil West. I'm having a blast with it, and I'm hoping to have it beat before the end of this month. I hope you guys enjoyed that look at Evil West. Such an amazing game. I've been having an absolute blast playing it the last 2 weeks. I am getting really far in the game. I've only just got a couple chapters left, and I will actually have the game beat, so I'm looking forward to that. I should definitely have this beat here by the end of next week. Awesome game that I definitely recommend you guys check out. It looks really good playing it on my Xbox One X with my 4K TV. Of course, it would run and look a lot better on the Series console, but it still does a really good job on my 8th gen console. Highly recommend this one to you guys. Now, last week I had mentioned that I thought that it was not worth picking up for $60, that maybe you should wait for it to go down to $40. However, my opinion has changed since I made that video, because I had just barely played the game for like a couple hours at that time when I filmed that video, and then when I had filmed my Friday part of these videos. And my opinion has changed. I definitely would say that this game is worth the $60 price tag, as there's just so much more to the game that I didn't realize until I got further in, with how much customization is in the game, how many different combo moves are in there, lore, the story, stuff to find, how long the game is, because some of the levels are very detailed and do take a while to get through. And the challenge for difficulty does spike up there as you progress through the story, as the game does start getting really difficult. And this is one of those games I know I'm going to beat more than once, and I would like to try to beat it on the Nightmare difficulty, but I definitely know that that is going to be a challenge, and it's going to take all of my skills as a gamer to complete this one on its hardest difficulty setting. But a really good game I definitely think you guys should check out. If you love vampires, if you love an Old West setting, cowboys and stuff, this is a mixture of the two. It reminds me a lot of Gears of War with its structure, its visual style. They did a fantastic job with this game. Highly, highly recommend this game. It's definitely worth that $60 price tag. Now, I got lucky. I got it for under $40 because I was able to use my GameStop points. So I was able to use 25,000 points, and I bought a $25 gift card. And then I also had a $5 in my monthly gift cards that they give you every month. So I was able to take $30 off for it. But it is still worth the $60 price tag. Definitely recommend you guys check it out. Awesome game. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Evil West. I'd also love to hear about the games you guys have currently been playing. And if you have a recommendation on a game you think I should check out, let me know, as I'm always looking for new games to play and experience. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day, and Sleepy will see ya next time.